You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
Oh, what a theme song that is. Still love it. Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Running through the house with a pickle in my mouth, Cliff Barnes.
And I got caught shaving. I'm sad.
Been waiting to do that all week.
We didn't even know we were going to do that. That's pretty cool.
I didn't see any clogging going on. Where are you guys at?
I know how to
I didn't wear my clogging shoes.
I know how to clog. I was raised square dancing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so if everybody is finally done with their listen
I'm done.
of the Extreme TV theme song bracket.
That was a lot of hours.
A lot of work.
A lot of in total, a lot of hours, but I think worth the effort put in.
If just a little bit more effort had been put in.
Just a tiny bit.
That's all I was implying.
I'm devastated.
If we just sort of, dot some I's, across some T's.
I had like the worst moment yesterday when I woke up and it was brought to my attention. Amidst all the posts about people complimenting all the positive things
people have
about
enjoyed it. We've had
I was being
many.
sarcastic.
We've had several positive comments, but it only takes one negative
I only
Nancy.
saw one string of comments and just cut like razor blades. I messed up the Happy Days theme song. I was when I was recording them. I was on purpose looking for the earliest versions, like the original, before they tried to get fancy or anything. Like I don't know. Anyway, total brain fart. Forgot the obvious theme song.
But you had two other people in this room who said they loved the show.
I feel like you said something, like you were started to say, "Hey, that's not right," or something.
We mentioned it because it was
wasn't there a different theme in season 1?
Which
that's
the one we played.
So I couldn't think of what was earlier than that. But hey,
we left out the Sunday, Monday, Happy Days thing. But
mistakes get made all the time.
We think that we look back to see how the timeline would change. We're not going to spoil like what happened, who won the whole thing, or anything. But we think it would have got knocked out by MASH anyway, and that round. If it would have made it past Laverne and Shirley, it would have got knocked out by MASH. Because Jordan and I both would have voted MASH.
There was definitely a Doc Brown alternate timeline.
Yes, there definitely was. But it would have the real version would have beat Laverne and Shirley.
But it would not have gone full like Biff Tannen.
No.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been a big casino.
Yeah.
So just calm your and by the way, we have a special thing now. We have patrons, and the good thing for patrons, there's a complaint box. So if you're not a patron, we're not interested.
A city full of walls you can post complaints at. Yeah, hey, welcome patrons. We have patrons now. We've talked hypothetically. We've talked hypothetically about patrons and what hypothetically they would eventually one day get to hear. But now we have physical, actual human patrons. And
if they're bots, we're cool with that too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Made us feel good and put the pressure on.
Yeah.
So this
now what am I going to screw up?
This is a professional
Now
operation.
what am I going to put hours and hours watching or doing my entire life and coming up with a bracket and screw up for them?
Yeah, before it was amateur hour.
Right. I really feel that way.
Once money changes hands, then it becomes professional.
We're wearing tuxes right now.
So thank you very much. Number 1 patron was Christian, correct? He was the first one to sign up, so thank you very much.
And I felt good about that because we had some content already preloaded.
Right.
So we weren't just sitting there talking about it like, hey, shell out some money for us, and then we might put something up. No, we're trying to be proactive, and we had a few little things already ready to go, and hopefully, you'd listen to it.
And then we had silver level.
Silver Jefferson.
Silver level donor.
Justin, thank you. He's been a long time donor. I can't say he's number 2 because he was first off the block.
Right.
Yeah.
With some Christmas gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hooking us up with some equipment.
Yeah, somebody had to.
So
he's the OG patron.
He's pretty much. Here's what you get for that. Like he pretty much at the level he's at. He pretty much says, "Hey, I kind of like to be on an episode where we like, okay, what do you want to talk about?"
He has Cliff's unlisted phone number,
right?
Yeah,
and can just dial in anytime he wants, and basically just interrupt us and take over.
Right. The mic is yours.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like anybody else that's ever been on the show, like he's kind of set precedent for them too, because now, they got to be feeling that pressure like, I've been on that show too. Yeah. Maybe I should get on top of this.
Well, we got some ideas for some things we're going to be adding to Patreon content. We're even, I don't know if we want to say much about it till we decide exactly what we're doing. But
as of right this second, we've got a few things up. Like the things we sit here and talk about as we're getting set up or between episodes where we just kind of decide what we're going to talk about. Because we don't do a whole lot of preparation.
Yeah.
But we do a little bit. And
if you get too prepared, it's not.
Right. You lose the spontaneity.
Right.
So
like we sit here for a while. Like Jordan will show up and I'm like, oh no, how are we not going to talk about anything for a half hour until Cliff gets here?
That's really the struggle right there.
It really is. Yeah. Cliff will come over to set up sometimes and I'm like, shut up! I'm washing dishes. I don't want to talk about it.
And we've always done that.
And
from the very beginning.
If we say something funny, then
we're
you're
so
just
mad. Yeah, we're just mad
because you can't recapture it.
And if I do, I feel like that's the best thing I have all night.
Right.
I just wasted my good joke.
So we basically sit in silence
on you guys.
But so you're gonna get to be a fly on the wall and listen in as we, figure some stuff out. And it's also unrated. You might hear some adult language.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this podcast rated? Was I supposed to not tell them to calm their
Cliff does a little. You're creating bleeping words for Cliff. But
I listen to podcasts all the time. Like, quality people, and they say stuff, and it doesn't faze me or anybody else. So.
Yeah, we've always kind of went from the very beginning. We went with this idea that, hey, our kids can watch it, or nieces and nephews can watch it, or whatever. Or you can listen to it as a family for the most part. It gets a little. Yeah.
There are definitely podcasts I listen to, like at work.
Right.
And a customer comes in, got to mute it immediately. We try to be PG-13 or so.
All right, I'll accept that.
So,
on the Patreon stuff there, I loaded up some stuff, and it was I felt like if I bleeped part of it out, it really lost something there, so I just left it in. I was like, that's...
Yep.
Yeah, so you know what you're getting in for. We also have some of our classic So Pro podcast episodes.
Couple episodes. 2 or 3.
So
Ka-Pow.
we recorded something like 20 So Pro episodes before we changed names, changed formats. So they aren't available anywhere online.
Not anymore.
Except there. So there's a few of the classics, including the Christmas. Is the Christmas episode?
No, the Christmas is actually loaded on our regular page.
Okay.
We put
Everyone can get that.
Everybody can get that.
We put that up at Christmas.
But I put a I think it was originally should have been So Pro number 12. We never put it out. I still had it.
What's on that one? Who and what?
There was a guest on that episode. I don't remember her name, but she was like Michael's cousin.
Oh, the artist.
Yeah,
we did some interviews. And
it was fully edited. Like it had just been sitting in storage for a couple years.
Is it gold? Is it worth $1?
I didn't go back and listen to it. I just loaded it up. I was like, hey, it's done. This sounds good.
Patrons, you tell us. So there's some bonus episodes like that, behind the scenes stuff. We've actually done some original content.
Yeah.
We've done a few anecdotes on there. We have done, last week we did a fun thing where I came up with manga titles, and they had to guess whether they were real or not.
Yeah.
And we did a fun little guessing game with some of these ridiculously translated
I still
titles.
am waiting for some more Ka-Pow theater.
Yeah, we're going to do some Ka-Pow theater at some point. So there's a little bit on there. We plan a lot more, and we plan on giving you guys a chance to vote on some things, having a voice in our one jobs and some things like that. So
patron only.
So, yeah, we thank the people who have signed up, and if you haven't yet, we hope it's worth it for you.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing? You got an anecdote?
What are we doing? So, pro.
40 minutes, you think we could have figured that one out?
Save Martha! Puny God.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. I'm Batman.
Kneel before Saul! On the roof!
Said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what's it gonna be, huh? Long sullen silence? Or mean comment? Go on.
You got me in a box here.
Movies.
What you got over there?
You guys didn't watch any movies?
A couple, but nothing very timely.
I rented Booksmart.
Oh, that was supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah. Olivia Wilde directed it. You remember her? She was on House. She's married to Jason Sudeikis. He's in it briefly. But it's got Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein.
Beanie. It's a name you don't hear very often.
Isn't she the sister of
I'm listening.
Jonah Hill?
Is she?
They're related. I think they're brother and sister.
Wow, I did not know that. I was going to say she reminds me of Jonah Hill. This movie is basically Superbad, and she's the Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Might want to fact check that, but I remember some talk show or something
crazy,
talking about it. Yeah,
I did not know if that's true. I didn't know that, and I was going to say she reminded me of Caitlin Dever. Do you know who she is?
from Justified. I loved her on Justified, and I was like, I hope she has a good long career, and she's going on. She's had several big roles. So.
Right. It was good. I thought it was going to be even better because of all the hype, but I did really enjoy it. My son and I watched it. We were like, "That was good." I don't know. It felt like it had some rough edges, but it's basically the whole premise is they are graduating from high school with honors. They didn't party in high school. They've spent the whole time just studying to make sure they got into a great college, and then they find out after all that effort, everyone else was partying. Then they find out, everyone else is going to great schools too, and they partied also. So they're like, this is our last chance. It's graduation night or night before. Let's go party. What? Did you find out?
If you Google Jonah Hill, you get Jonah Hill movies. Second one, Jonah Hill's sister. Third one, Jonah Hill Batman. So I'm gonna click sister.
Okay, I see that.
And see what happens. Beanie Feldstein.
Oh, well, really?
We have Google confirmation.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a searched thing confirmed by. Anyway, she's good. She was in other stuff. What did we watch recently? She was in. It's my bad.
Beanie, you mean?
Yes, because there was a couple things.
Oh yeah. She's done some Broadway things. I know she's been in a few musicals on Broadway.
Right.
Lady Bird, of course.
That's right. She was Lady Bird, but there was something else recently. Oh, What We Do in the Shadows. She was on that. Yeah, she got bid or something. Anyway, it was good. Basically, they tried to go party that night, make up for everything that they didn't do the first.
So sort of the raunchy teen comedy, but from the female perspective.
Yeah, it wasn't very raunchy though. It was more like they were prissy. They weren't like in Superbad where they were trying to go out and party, and it was good. I like both of those actresses, and it was definitely, you could feel the female perspective. I liked Olivia Wilde's directing, and I definitely recommend it. It is totally worth renting and checking out. Great indie movie from this year. I went to the theater yesterday, and I saw.
Did you wear any clown makeup?
I did not. No, there was a sign posted. Yeah, we were passing that around. Our theater says you can't dress up like a clown for the next couple weeks, and I was like, we should have said that.
Yeah.
Before I got all my clown stuff. They're worried about Joker things, I assume. Anyway, I got to go see Ad Astra.
Oh.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
It's about... I did not watch the...
is this...
Yeah, Brad Astra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not watch any of the previews. I've kind of been doing that now. If there's a movie I know for sure I'm going to see, I may watch the very first preview where they don't show as much, and then I don't watch anything else. I don't remember watching any for this movie because... And I'm glad I didn't, because now I will watch the preview right after I see the movie and see how revealing it was, and it would have shown me way too much. I'm glad I didn't watch it. It's got an interstellar vibe to it. He's a astronaut who I kind of feel like I shouldn't spoil movies because I didn't even watch the preview, and now I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you the premise.
Yeah.
Nothing you wouldn't see in the trailer. He is
the trailer that you wouldn't watch.
That I refuse to watch. Right. His dad, played by Tommy Lee Jones, is a famous astronaut who went. This is in the near future. So his dad was sent to the far reaches of the solar system to look for intelligent life, and I won't go much more than that, except that he has to go on a mission, and he has issues with his dad because he hasn't seen him for years because he went on this mission. And it's very sad Astra. It's got some Brad Astra about his dad Astra, and it was good. It was like Interstellar, but nowhere near as good Interstellar. It was like other things. I don't know. It had a Blade Runner 2049 vibe, like some of the cinematography. They were trying to do cool things, and it was cool, but some of it didn't fit with the movie. But it almost felt like I can't think of who a better casting would be. I don't know who I wish they would have cast, but I don't feel like Brad Pitt was the right person.
I don't know who would be as rugged enough to be Tommy Lee Jones's son. There's no one,
yeah, I mean, it
quite
worked.
manly enough.
It worked. It worked that way. It was a little shaky. I feel like it felt like it was based on a book. I don't know that it was, but it felt like on paper it probably was great. And I wanted to see it in the theater because it was visually appealing. I don't know. I liked it. I liked it. I was hoping to like it more because there's nothing I like more than a sci-fi movie like that. Something that makes you think about time and space and relationships and things. That's Interstellar is a top 20 movie for me if you saw my top 100. And that's what I wanted, and I didn't quite get it, but I did enjoy it.
Did you watch it here in Marietta?
I did. Yeah. I had already moved to the smaller theater. I waited one day too long. But still good. It's the only one in there.
We're kind of within the top story today.
Oh, breaking news.
It was breaking news today. It will already be old news, and we already kind of assumed Spider-Man's back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, so everybody freaked out for nothing.
We all assumed somebody would get worked out.
Everybody loves money.
Did anyone even look at the details, or does it matter?
One more Spider-Man movie collaboration to complete the trilogy.
2021.
And then I think after that, it's basically the plan is Tom Holland is going to continue to be Spider-Man, but only in the Sony universe. So.
They should just kill him off. Like, screw you, Sony. You had your chance.
I heard somewhere somebody's working on a movie that's going to be based around Madam Web.
Okay.
I heard that. Like it's going to be a main character in a Spider-Man-ish movie. I don't know.
Well, I had heard at one point, and I don't know
who's
how.
Madam Web? Is she old? She's an old lady.
She did the. I remember Madam Web from the old '90s cartoon.
She had the wraparound shades on.
Yeah. She would like. I don't know. Was she in a different dimension and would pull him
the strands of time and space, and like she could see future and past. Sort of it adds that element I don't like in Spider-Man to that kind of the mystical, otherworldly, even the multiverse idea. And I think that when Spider-Verse happened in the comics, they brought her back as more. The web of life extends to all this multiverse nonsense.
Oh, yeah. And I had seen something at one point there. Part of the disagreement was Sony wanted Disney to incorporate Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom, into this official MCU stuff. And,
We're good.
yeah, hard pass. Hard pass.
We got plenty of characters. I mean, we're pretty full up as it is.
Right. So, who knows?
Which you liked that Venom movie, and I thought it was better than it had assumed.
Yeah.
We also got some weird behind-the-scenes news. Was it Bob Iger? Is a new book out?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out with this biography.
So what does he do? Is he at like the end of his career, or is he using the book to launch himself into whatever the next job is? Is that the idea?
Yeah, well, the couple big things about Bob Iger. He stepped down from the board of directors with Apple.
Bob Apple.
And
that's just a shorthand way to say that.
Title of the episode. No, he had to step down from the board of directors from Apple.
You left out the hyphen.
Kicking off this whole streaming wars thing as Disney Plus gets ready to...
Because he was a conflict of interest.
Right, because Apple's coming out with their own streaming service. I think it's called... Is it called Apple Plus?
That was applesauce.
Applesauce? Apple Cinnamon? I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, he's come out with this book. The biggest... Two of the biggest things coming out of it so far is he tells the story about George Lucas.
I saw so many headlines, and I just didn't want to click because I don't... We've talked before. Like, I don't want to drag George Lucas through the mud or whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he got paid a lot of money. Okay, I'm sure he's happy with that. But yeah, there was a story about how they handled... They had bought basically George's ideas,
scripts,
for
script ideas,
the sequels, and even though they knew they were going to go basically in a different direction, and apparently it upset him, and
which that's like they don't owe him that.
Correct,
they
you're
bought
right.
it.
They don't.
George has nothing to do with it anymore. But like that seemed like an olive branch. Like I'm sure he's had set visits and stuff. Like they've tried to remain friendly.
They have.
So what more do you want? You can't keep doing it like George wants to do.
I kind of felt like it was such a big story more between the fan community.
You were going to drag his name through
than it was. Than it was really between George and Bob.
That's my worry. Is that now we have to pick sides because the fans who hate current Star Wars,
right?
Who used to hate George Lucas. Like, people hate more Star Wars movies than they love, really.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah, that's true.
The fans who can't stand the new movies can now have an enemy or a side to pick of, like, see, George Lucas would have done it better. You should have stuck with George.
Nobody hates Star Wars like a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to kind of... I don't want there to be lines in the sand and, dividing all this stuff up and, well, Iger's wrong and Feige's wrong and whoever's Disney's wrong. George is... the only one who can do it right.
Yeah, and
obviously not. George is not. He had his second trilogy there or whatever.
Yeah,
he proved that he isn't the only one that's right.
Right. Regardless, he was done. He was ready to retire. Yeah. I mean, move on. So
he just was. What I heard, was reading about. Basically, he was just upset because. He didn't feel like they innovated. They didn't come up with new things, and really, which that was not their goal. They wanted to bring back the charm of the original trilogy, and so that's the way they leaned with this new trilogy.
And that's just my own personal opinion. But with the prequels, I always felt like that was the problem. A big problem with them is George was more concerned about digital cameras and moving the industry forward, which he always did.
And toys.
But, yeah.
It's just like that movie, those movies were like great for selling toys and things and having new characters and new ships and all that stuff. But that's not what the newest trilogy is.
Yeah. Yeah. We just kind of, I'm not a huge prequel fan. I always felt like he should have paid more attention to the story or brought someone in that could do that.
Right. Anyway,
so George If you don't like it, do what everybody else does. Start a podcast and complain about it there.
Right. But, well, that's not even what we were talking about, though.
So the other news, we heard some... Again, it shouldn't be a surprise at this point, but super villain has reared his ugly head, Mr. Ike Perlmutter.
Perlmutter.
So we knew at some point Kevin Feige, producer of the Marvel movies, answered to Isaac Perlmutter, head of Marvel Entertainment, until some point where he didn't anymore.
Right.
And Disney separated it and said, okay, the movies are their own thing. The rest, the comics and merchandise are over here. So I feel then this Bob Iger book sheds a little more light on actually what happened.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's coming out of it. Is the story we already knew about had come out a while ago when Disney basically separated the Marvel from the Marvel Entertainment from the Marvel movies is what had happened, because there was this huge feud going on with Kevin Feige wanting to make Black Panther and Captain Marvel and having more diversity in the movie universe and tell stories that with characters that maybe were less mainstream, and Ike Perlmutter kept putting up roadblocks and trying to prevent those movies ever being funded or getting made. And Disney and Bob sided with Kevin Feige for the most part and said, no, we're going to make these movies. This is the kind of content we need to be making going forward, and drawing a bigger audience in that way. Instead of just a bunch of male white superheroes. And
So is this new information?
This really, it's not. This isn't new information to us and our listeners, because hey, we've been talking about Ike Perlmutter for 3 or 4 years now.
But it seemed like all the headlines were Perlmutter didn't want Black Panther or Captain Marvel. Like I don't think we knew quite the specifics,
right? But
we knew he again the roadblocks, and he was hard to deal with, and didn't want to spend any money and all this stuff.
Yeah, normally does. You go back to some of our first podcasts we ever did, and we were talking about Ike Perlmutter fighting with Kevin Feige before anybody knew who Kevin Feige was. So yeah, if you're a long-time listener, this might be some older news to you that you've heard us go on about it before. But I think, as a general populace, this is new. The book has brought it more to light than anything.
But to play devil's advocate, to play Perlmutter's advocate, like it's easy to look back. Okay, Black Panther made $1 billion. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. It's easy to look back and say, "See, what a dummy! What a dumb mistake!" But again, all these movies have, at some point, there are risks.
Right.
At some point, you're spending a lot of money on characters we're not quite sure are, A-list characters. So I'm not, siding with Perlmutter, but that's
it wasn't a guarantee.
Do women really go see movies? Do minorities really, do they support their, like these arguments Hollywood's been having for decades, and then they keep being proven wrong. But that's, the old argument is still out there for that side. But
right.
Again, once again, in retrospect, it's easy to say that's a terrible idea.
I don't think is this book on the stand yet? I didn't even read that far into the article. I was so consumed with the rest of it, but it's called The Ride of a Lifetime, Bob Iger.
Yeah.
So I think Perlmutter's going to send like his lawyers out to buy every copy off the stands, like have them destroyed.
And then he's going to get his wife involved, and they're going to write a bunch of letters and send it to all Bob's neighbors.
You're doing good, Perlmutter. Any other movie news? No.
Okay.
Nope. We got were we going to do
Yeah, there's a big movie coming up this week-ish. We're getting close to a big movie in the comic world and a big movie in the world. It's winning, awards at film festivals and stuff. So the Joker is on its way, and we thought, what better way to celebrate its star than by picking a one job?
one job forever?
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
You tosses. You had one job to do.
All right, Joaquin Phoenix. It always kills me when I look at a list of their movies and I think there's not as much stuff on here.
He's an acclaimed, he's known for being that actor's actor.
I think he's one of the top 2 or 3 actors there are.
He gets generally nominated for just about everything he's in, but he's not like, I don't think he's a huge box office guy.
Right. He just is great. I mean, he's really good.
But obviously Joker hasn't come out yet. It looks to be a pretty big movie, both awards.
On paper, you're sitting okay. Everybody, who would think that we even try to beat what Heath Ledger did? You know, it's like, well, on paper, who could? Joaquin Phoenix was about as good as you could get to try. But would he try? You know, would he sign up for that? And then he did. You're like, what? And then see, people are saying he pulled it off. It's like, what? Yeah, I definitely need to see this movie. I can't believe it, but I really like him. I don't know whether this is going to be everything they're saying it is.
Yeah,
but
I don't know much about him personally. You hear stories, he's hard to work with, all this stuff, but I don't care about any of that. I just want, just performance-wise, he's been really good in some really good movies. So this might be a difficult choice, but what's our choice?
Okay, let's see here. Going way down here on the list. Clay Pigeons. Did anybody ever see that? Him and Vince Vaughn?
Never did.
It's all right. Return to Paradise. Again, Vince Vaughn. Anne Hesh. Dude, that was pretty good. Inventing the Abbots. That was that. Liv Tyler.
Sure it was.
Keep
going.
You guys ever watch movies? Ladder 49.
Keep going.
Reservation Road with Mark Ruffalo. Didn't see either of those. Yeah. All good. I know you don't have the drop ready, but you have to insert it here. And Mary Magdalene.
I didn't realize that movie had already been made.
Yeah. He was in Parenthood.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yep, that checks. We Own the Night.
That's one I've seen.
We Own the Night. Did you guys see that? It's good. It's on Prime right now for free if you've never seen it. It was him and Marky Mark. James Gray directed. He directed Ad Astra. But it's good. He's like it's like involving the mafia. He's trying to like protect his brother and dad from the Russian mafia.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that.
It has Eva Mendes in it also. It's probably like 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago. It's good. Worth watching. 8mm was in my top 100. Not necessarily because of him, but he was fine in it.
Yeah, I don't remember him being a young actor. Like, he came out and he was already kind of
old,
middle-aged.
Anyway, let's see. We got. Here's one when he was young. To Die For.
I never really gave a rat's ass about the weather until I got to know Miss Amaretto. Now, I take it very serious. If it rains, or there's lightning or thunder, or if it snows, I have to. Oh, right. Sorry.
With Nicole Kidman. You never saw that?
No.
He was the guy that she seduced as she's trying to be like this. I can't believe you didn't see that. She's it's a Gus Van Sant movie. She wants to be a world famous news anchor, and she like seduces these younger guys to kill her husband or something like that. Wow, good movie. The one I'm Still Here was that one that he spent like a year or two pretending to be this character in real life.
Oh, I forgot about that. Grew the big beard.
Yeah.
Went on Letterman and acted all weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never did watch that movie. The Immigrant. You guys are something. Don't worry. He won't get far on foot. I told you about last year I watched. He was playing that John Callahan. He was a comic artist. Never heard of it. Hotel Rwanda, I guess he was in. I didn't see that. Brother Bear. He's going to be in Joker. He was in The Village, which I really liked him in that. He didn't have a huge role, but did a good job. The Sisters Brothers last year, him and John C. Reilly. That was pretty good. The Cowboy. You walked in here when I started watching it that one night. It was like they set that place on fire. It's a cowboy movie. It was all right. Gladiator. He's the guy.
I assume that was kind of his breakout. I don't know. I feel like that kind of got him known.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think his breakout was that he had a famous brother.
Well, yeah, but this kind of put.
So it just seems like he was always been there.
It's done. What of my nephew? What of his mother? Should they share her lover's fate? Or should I be merciful? Commodus the Merciful. Lucius will stay with me now. And if his mother so much as looks at me in a manner that displeases me, he will die. If she decides to be noble and takes her own life, he will die. And as for you, you will love me as I loved you. You will provide me with an heir of pure blood, so that Commodus and his progeny will rule for 1,000 years. Am I not merciful?
Inherent Vice. I think he's really good in that.
Yeah, I like that.
But a lot of people, the norms, the muggles, hate that movie. But it's pretty good, and he's good in it.
Oh my gosh, I got my pick.
Okay, well, I haven't said...
You're going to hate it.
Okay, good. So, it's us voting, Jordan. Let's see. You Were Never Really Here from last year. Did you watch that? I feel like you said you watched that.
No, didn't get to that one.
Lynn Ramsey, he was like a traumatized veteran who goes in to like these... I don't know whether they were trafficking kids or something, and he goes in and saves this girl, and it's very intense.
Has he ever made a comedy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sort of. Actually, I love this movie.
What? Say it.
Space Camp!
Oh my god.
Wow.
There you go again. Why do you have to take everything so literally?
How else should I take it?
No, Jinx, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, you'll be okay. You know, you really need Jinx.
You too, Rex.
Friends forever?
Friends forever.
I didn't remember he was in it, so it can't be my pick.
I know nothing.
Jinx has to send Max to space. It's the whole premise for the whole movie.
It's been too long on that one.
The Master. Very good in that. Like,
that one's good.
His face should have won an award for that. Like, just like all the lines on his face and everything is like Freddie something. I remember his name was Freddie.
As like a very susceptible man,
yeah,
who falls for this
Freddie
very charismatic cult leader.
Right. It's good. Her.
That's quite a performance.
Spike Jonze movie. Scarlett Johansson. Definitely enjoyed that. It's got a great stash in that movie. The only one I haven't mentioned that I feel like he's most known for is Walk the Line. when he played Johnny Cash.
I tried to call Gene, but I think there's something wrong with your phone.
Look at you. Have you looked in a mirror lately? How are you going to sing when you can't even talk?
I got the laryngitis. Remember? Marry me, June.
Oh, please, get up off your knees. You look pathetic. Come on. I don't want girls seeing somebody like this.
Come on, baby.
Where's my friend John? Did he get high? Or is he incognito? Is he gone? Because I don't like this guy, Cash.
I ain't incognito. I'm right here. You see? I'm here.
Fine. Where's your car?
Here's some makeup.
You walked here?
Yeah.
You walked here all the way from Nashville?
Yeah, well, walking's good for you. See, I'm trying to get into shape, June. It cleans out your system. Well, it's a spiritual thing. I'm on a love walk. The June Carter love walk. In memorial.
You know what?
Oh, walk alone. And he did his own singing, and like he looks nothing like Johnny Cash and sounds nothing like him, but he had the swagger enough to pull it off. Like you kind of forgot he was doing an imitation.
Right. I was gonna see, did he win any awards for that?
She did, but I don't think he did.
True story. He was nominated.
Okay.
I just double checking here. He was nominated and she won.
So there's one big one missing, I assume is your pick.
Okay, I just don't think I saw it.
You didn't mention Signs.
Oh, I didn't. I skipped it there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he was in Signs. He Swing Away.
I'm looking at the cast at Space Camp. It's pretty great.
We've lost him. The rest of the night is gone.
Okay,
let me read this Disney-based movie.
No, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, Leah Thompson, Kate Capshaw, Kelly Preston, Tate Donovan, Tom Skerritt, and Larry B. Scott, who was in Revenge of the Nerds. He played Lamar.
Okay.
Great movie. Love Space Camp. Should watch it.
Never saw it. I mean, I saw parts of it.
1986. That was a great year.
What a year.
Back when we shot kids into space.
They found their way home.
Come a long way, Ad Astra.
All you needed was Kate Capshaw. She'd get you home.
She'll get you home. Spoilers for Space Camp. So what do you think of Jordan? I'm not... I really, like, seriously, he's one of my favorite actors, and I'm upset that there's not something that I'm just like, this is it, for sure. This is what it is.
I've got it narrowed down to 4.
Okay.
I think probably Her and The Master are maybe his best performances, quote unquote, like where he carries the whole movie and it's, the camera's on him, for so much of it, especially Her. But yeah, The Master, him playing off of Philip Seymour Hoffman, those two together, wow, dynamite.
That the interview scene when he doesn't blink for like several minutes. It's crazy.
But Signs, I've always loved that movie, and he's a big part of why. Like, I don't know. Again, is he the brother? Mel Gibson's brother.
Yep.
And like the uncle to the kids. Like, I don't know. They just have such a great family dynamic. Signs is great, but then again, Walk the Line is kind of the fan favorite, the crowd favorite. Everybody loved that for a musical biopic, and I love Johnny Cash, so I could lean that way. I'm leaning 4 different directions here.
Okay. Well, I'm not leaning Space Camp. I'm gonna reveal that. I really like the movie Signs, and I think he's great in it, but I don't think I could never say this is his best performance. He doesn't even hardly speak.
He's kind of damaged. He's got trauma.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And he gets a baseball bat. He smacks some aliens with a bat.
Swing Away. I really like Her. Great movie. I don't know. I feel like for me, it's pretty obviously Walk the Line. Like, I think it's all him. Like you said, he does his own singing, and I don't know how authentic it is to him being Johnny Cash. You know that way more than I would know, but I really feel like he plays a great character in that movie. I think he does a great job.
You can see like the inner demons and the every scene he's in, especially in the years where he's popping pills and stuff. Like you just see all that coiled energy inside him, and obviously the famous improv scene of him ripping the sink off the wall. Like that was not in the script. He actually busted up the bathroom.
Wow.
But I have a hard time with that movie now that Dewey Cox has come out and parodied it. So I love. Was it The Legend? What's it called? Walk Hard.
Walk Hard.
The Legend of Dewey Cox,
yeah.
with John C. Reilly.
Jenna Fisher.
I just parodied. So now every time I see Walk the Line, I'm just imagining all the funny stuff that happened in Dewey Cox. So it's taken the wind out of the sails a little bit.
Right. I'm listening. I'll back you up if you got a good argument, because I'm not.
Yeah, but I've watched Walk the Line probably 5 or 6 times, whereas I finished Her or The Master. It's like, wow, those are good movies, and I've never felt like going back and watching them again. So yeah,
he does give a good dramatic performance in Her. He they sell that idea really well. Like if you've never seen Her, it's slightly in the future where you can have a relationship. I mean, we're so close to that with Alexa and things. You've got, it's basically that, and he develops this relationship with Scarlett Johansson's voice on this, his iOS device, basically, and he just does a good job. He has to carry a lot of that movie, and just the way he reacts to things, and it's pretty impressive. But
you guys are going to feel real silly if this Joker movie comes out and you absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's just it, though. I
mean, this is official. This is important. This is an important
True.
decision.
We've never gone back and amended because of a better performance.
And never will until we need to.
But I also wouldn't sleep on Gladiator. Like, people love that movie still. That's one of those ones that runs on cable every weekend.
I don't thumbs down without thinking of that movie.
But Russell Crowe was huge in that movie. But part of that's because of the villain. Playing against this terrifying villain.
Job, Russell Crowe.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, got sidetracked.
Wait, let's do that. Bonus content. Yeah, Walk the Line's good for me.
Okay.
No love for Parenthood, huh?
I don't even remember him in that.
He was the little. Remember him? Keanu Reeves.
I remember him in that.
Okay, he played the little boy.
Yeah.
And his dad.
Remember Steve Martin saying, "I was waiting for her head to spin around."
And they had some good scenes in there where Keanu, they were like high school kids, and he was the boyfriend, and the dad had run off with some other woman, wouldn't give the kid any little time.
I can picture the dad.
Well, I was just thinking maybe I could stay with Dad for a while.
What?
Well, I've been here a long time. Maybe I should live with him for a while.
You want to live with your father?
Kind of.
Have you talked to your father about that?
No, not yet. I thought I'd call him.
Honey, you don't know your father like I do.
I don't know him at all. What's his number?
I love the movie, but I can't just pick. I can't just pick because of a movie, or I'd be like, oh, Sides or something, But it has to be like a full. What's this particular? What's he known for? And that was good. Would he do a great job?
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
Like we're going in the annals of Ka-Pow history.
But that train keeps a-rolling.
Joaquin Phoenix's one job
on down to San
is Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
When I was just a baby,
I'm okay with that.
My mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns, but I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Well, that's the rousing sort of.
Well, we always start with such high hope.
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Then by the end, it's like
I've never looked up anybody yet that I thought, yes, this is the vast library I thought I was going to see. And it's always just like, wow, they were only in that. They only did that.
And we really only do people we like. We've never done someone we've like, ugh, that person.
Right. Yeah. Can you imagine? What if we did Garrett D? We'd be like, oh my gosh, this embarrassment of riches.
But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me.
All right. Moving on.
What's up here? What are we doing? Is that it?
Okay, then, on that note, with that locked and loaded and done and said and signed, sealed, and delivered and capped and trapped and...
Keep going.
I got nothing.
Keep going.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a patron. Thank you for liking our Facebook page.
Yeah, and...
thank you for letting us know if we ever mess anything up.
Mm-hmm.
Not telling us when we do good.
Yeah, I walked in here tonight and Seth had a samurai sword. He was ready to commit seppuku.
Yeah, I'm still torn. I was listening. I was midway through listening to that final episode of the TV theme song Extreme Ka-Pow Breakfast or whatever, and I've never been able to return to it ever since I realized I made a mistake. It's too painful.
Might as well just delete it all.
If it makes you feel any better, I listened to it like 2 times all the way through and didn't even pick up on it. So,
well, I've been whistling the missing song for the last 2 days, and it's like a sad, version of the song. Oh, Sunday, Monday.
No more happy days.
No more sad.
I just realized we didn't get to the Righteous Gemstones about how we started this episode. You guys were talking about Righteous Gemstones.
Son of a...
We'll do it next week.
All right, we got a whole bunch of new TV. It is the fall. New TV is here. We got returning favorites. We got brand new episodes. We're going to review some stuff. After that, we've probably got movies to review. We've got Riverdale coming back, so
my gosh,
summer might be over. The countdown brackets might be over.
Yes,
I can't wait. I'm hyped for Riverdale.
There's much
Mm-hmm.
more to come. We're not taking the foot off the pedal.
Somehow have joined this podcast since the third season of Riverdale ended. Get ready, because we're going to be all Riverdale all the time.
It's peak Ka-Pow.
Get caught up on the show. You're going to want to do that. Get caught up. Watch the first 3 seasons. Listen to all of our episodes, recapping them.
I envy them so much.
If you have no idea how great it is, and then come back fresh and ready for our
Season
breakdowns.
4.
It's going to be great. Syrup's going to be everywhere.
All right, we'll see you later, everybody. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Goodbye forever.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.
Okay. Do we know what TV we're going to even do on this one?
Let's just do all the newest stuff.
The newest stuff, yeah. We could talk about Gemstones.
And I've got the Emmy winners and that country music documentary, but that's not.
Let me see if I have something special for.
Did you look? Oh, Force Friday's the next one. So. This was a lot easier when we didn't care.
I said there's money involved now. Now it's like, oh no, we gotta put on a show.
Well, I was thinking about it the other day, like remembering like recording a show and then waiting 3 weeks for Mark to edit it and put it out.
Oh my God.
By then it was so old news that nobody ever cared.
Right. That was about.
And here I am.
Couldn't have took much more of that.
We're worried about the Joker. Hadn't even come out yet.
Right.
Alrighty. sorry, I had a text message. Edit that out. Now I lost my... What were we talking about?
Feige and Perlmutter being separated.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Now I can't remember. Something Ride. It's called...
What a Ride, Bob Iger.
It's a Small World After All.
No.
By Bob Apple.
Bob Apple.
Let's see. It's a Bob world.
Yeah. Bob Applesauce. Actually, that's all I remember him from. Is like his child movies. Yeah.
Like what?
Parenthood. He was in.
As like a teenager, we're talking, or younger.
Younger, like he was in the vampire movie.
Brother Bear.
No.
He wasn't. There's something about Brother Bear on here.
The Coreys.
2003, Brother Bear.
What? He was in Lost Boys?
Yeah.
Was he one of the Lost Boys?
No, wasn't he the little kid in Lost? Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're wrong.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Edit that out.
Edit. Leave it in.
It's patron only.